You've changed your skincare. You've updated your wardrobe. And yet something about your reflection still feels older than you do on the inside. Nobody tells women over 50 the truth about what their haircut is actually doing to their face. Until now. Let's fix this together. Because your natural elegance and those beautiful eyes deserve a frame that works for you, not against you. I research worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women, so you get simple, proven transformations that work instantly. Today we're perfecting your haircut, and by part 3, you'll want to pause and look in the mirror. I mean it. We're covering 5 cuts that genuinely refresh your face, from the one that lifts your cheekbones without a single product, to the length mistake most women never even question. And the very first cut? I see it on 9 out of 10 women over 50. Let's go. Part 1. The blunt jaw length bob. Have you ever cut your hair shorter thinking it would feel fresher, and somehow ended up looking more tired than before? You are not imagining that. And it is not your fault. Here is what most women never hear from their stylist. A blunt jaw length bob that ends right at the widest point of your jaw does not frame your face. It widens it. That single detail adds visual weight to exactly the area you want to feel lifted. And the older your skin, the more that horizontal line pulls the eye down instead of up. This one detail is doing more damage than you realize. Your jaw is not the problem. The line is. When a cut ends at the jaw with no layering, no movement, no softness, it acts like a shelf under your face. It stops the eye from traveling up toward your eyes and cheekbones, which are your most elegant features. Those beautiful eyes deserve better than a frame that redirects attention away from them. If you are still wearing a blunt jaw length bob with no layers, swap it for the same length with soft face framing pieces. The lift is immediate. Ask your stylist for graduation at the ends and 2 or 3 longer pieces that angle toward the chin. That movement draws the eye upward rather than stopping it at the jaw. The maintenance tip for this cut is simple. A light texturizing spray at the roots every 2 to 3 days keeps that lift from going flat between appointments. Honestly, this is the one I wish someone had whispered to me years ago. It changes how your entire face reads in photographs. Yes, that's simple. Because coming up in part 2, we are talking about the length mistake that quietly drags your face down, and the specific adjustment that reverses it completely. Part 2. The flat one length long hair. You have been growing your hair, because longer always felt more feminine. But there is a version of long hair that does the opposite of what you intend. And most women over 50 are wearing it right now. Here is the key insight. Long flat hair without layers becomes heavy as we age. And weight pulls. It pulls the skin, it pulls the eye, and it pulls the entire impression of your face downward. The longer and flatter your hair, the more it emphasizes everything below your cheekbones. It is not the length that ages you. It is the absence of movement. This is the one that made a close friend of mine stop mid-conversation and ask what changed when she finally fixed it. Your bone structure is elegant, but flat hair hides it. When the hair has no layers and no shape, it creates a curtain effect, framing the lower face and jaw rather than the upper face where your eyes, brows, and cheekbones live. The face visually elongates in the wrong direction. Instead of lifted and sculpted, it reads as heavy and pulled. If you are still wearing one length long hair with no shape, swap it for the same length with long layers starting from the cheekbone down. The difference is immediate. Your face looks lifted without anything touching your face at all. There is one specific detail that changes everything about long hair after 50. Ask your stylist for layers that begin at the cheekbone rather than the chin. That starting point is what frames your upper face instead of your lower one. Maintain this with a wide tooth comb and lightweight oil at the ends only. Never at the roots, which would flatten the very lift you just created. You did not need to cut your hair. You needed to move it. Here is what is coming in part 3, and I want you to stay for this one. Because we are talking about the rounded mushroom cut that looks polished in the mirror, but reads as decades older in every photograph. Part 3. The rounded mushroom cut. You spent real time getting this cut styled. It is neat. It is polished. And yet every photograph makes you feel older than you are. Here is what no one told you. The shape of your cut matters as much as the length. Here is the surprising truth. A rounded cut, where the volume is evenly distributed on all sides like a dome, adds width to your face without adding height. And as our faces naturally change after 50, width is the one thing we want to redirect. A rounded silhouette pulls attention to the sides of the face rather than drawing the eye upward toward your natural elegance. Width is the enemy. Height is your best friend. When the cut is rounded, it sits low on the head and creates a visual that reads as heavy and full at the sides. The face inside that round frame looks smaller, more compressed, and older, not because of your face but because of the shape surrounding it. Your bone structure deserves a frame that lifts, not one that expands outward. If you are still wearing a rounded cut that is widest at the sides, swap it for a shape that has volume at the crown and is closer at the sides. That vertical lift transforms how every photograph captures your face, and you will notice it the very first time someone takes a photo with natural light. Ask your stylist specifically for height at the crown, not at the sides. Those 4 words will completely change your next cut. For maintenance, a light volumizing mousse applied at the roots before drying keeps that crown height intact without stiffness. This is the one that made me realize shape is everything. Not length, not color, shape. And what is next in part 4 is something I genuinely want you to hear, because we are talking about the cut that looks low maintenance, but actually signals something you never intended. Part 4, the overly cropped pixie without softness. There is a version of the pixie cut that is modern, elegant, and genuinely youthful. And then there is the version most women over 50 end up with. And the difference comes down to one word: softness. Here is what ages a pixie cut on a woman over 50. When it is cut uniformly close with no softness at the temples, no face framing wisps, no gentle pieces near the ears, the entire cut becomes a frame that exposes rather than flatters. Every line on your face becomes more visible. Every asymmetry is amplified. It is not the shortness that ages you. It is the hardness. Hard lines. They are the one thing your face does not need more of. As we age, our faces naturally develop more angular definition. And that is beautiful. But a severe cropped cut doubles down on those hard angles instead of softening them. A pixie worn without wisps near the face or texture at the top creates a silhouette that reads as stark and harsh in photographs, even when it looks tidy in the mirror. If you are still wearing a tightly cropped pixie with no softness, swap it for the same cut with texture added at the crown and 2 or 3 soft pieces left near the temples. That single adjustment takes a pixie from severe to stunning. And the transformation in photographs is immediate. Honestly, I have seen this change take 10 years off a woman's appearance in a single appointment. Ask for texture at the crown using a razor technique, and specifically request that the sides not be clipped too tight near the ears. Those pieces near your face are doing the softening work your skin needs. Maintain this with a fingertip-sized amount of light pomade through the top, never the sides, to keep the texture without weight. Part 5 is where this all comes together. And it is the one cut that most women have never considered, even though it is the most forgiving and youthful shape available after 50. Part 5, the long curtain bang with soft layers. Most women over 50 have never considered this cut. And yet once you see it on the right face, and that face could absolutely be yours, you will wonder why no one suggested it sooner. Here is the key insight that changes everything. After 50, the forehead and the upper third of the face can become a source of self-consciousness. Fine lines, shifting hairline, loss of the fullness we remember. Most women respond by pulling the hair back or keeping it away from the face. But that actually exposes more, not less. Curtain bangs do the opposite. They frame without hiding. They soften without adding age. This is the one tip I genuinely wish I had heard 15 years earlier. Curtain bangs, long, gently parted in the center, feathered outward and blended into soft layers, do something remarkable for a face over 50. They break the line of the forehead, redirect the eye toward the center of the face, and create the illusion of lifted cheekbones without touching them. Paired with soft layers through the mid-length, they complete a silhouette that feels effortless and genuinely youthful. If you are still wearing your hair pulled fully away from your face, swap it for curtain bangs at eyebrow length, swept gently to the sides. The difference in how your eyes read in photographs is extraordinary. Those beautiful eyes become the first thing anyone notices. There is one specific word to say to your stylist. Ask for curtain bangs blended, not cut blunt. Blended means they disappear into your layers rather than creating a hard edge across your forehead. That is the difference between a modern, flattering bang and one that adds age. Maintain this by blowing the bangs inward toward the center part with a round brush. One pass is enough to keep them lifted and soft rather than flat. Your natural elegance was always there. This cut simply lets it show. The single most transformative detail you can bring to your next salon appointment is not a color formula or a treatment. It is these 5 words: soft layers and curtain bangs. Write them down. You just learned 5 haircuts, and 5 specific reasons why each one either adds years or takes them away. Most women spend years trying to figure this out alone. You just did it in one video. You didn't just watch a video. You changed how you'll look at your next salon appointment. Here is your question for the comments, and I genuinely want to know your answer. Which of these 5 cuts have you been wearing without realizing what it was doing to your face? Drop it below. You might be surprised how many women here share your exact experience. Next time, we are tackling the one accessory mistake that adds 10 years overnight, and the swap that takes them right back off. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.